I love this. Duke Tobin met with the media ahead of training camp and has some great news concerning the contract talks that have been ongoing with Trey Hendrickson. We're going to discuss his thoughts along with Mike Brown and why as fans we might see an end to this contract dispute that has been going on all offseason. Welcome to the jungle. This is Isaac Coffman with Bengals Digest. So happy to see all you Bengals fans. We are 2 days out from training camp. Can you believe it? Seems like time has flown by, but here we are. There's going to be so much going on in news, so if you don't want to miss out on all the breaking news, smash that subscribe so you can join the community, and we want to hear your thoughts as well. There's so much to get to other than the Trey Hendrickson contract talks. There's so many position battles that are going to be coming up. We want to hear what you guys are excited about going into this training camp before the 2025 season. So Duke Tobin met with the media ahead of training camp and had a lot to talk about. We're focusing in on Trey Hendrickson because this is dominating the headlines. There's many that are making the argument the Bengals are not going to go far without Hendrickson. Whether you believe he needs a monster contract or not, we'll get to that more, but we can agree that production, if it is lost, it's going to be that much more difficult for the Bengals to overcome the struggles they've had on defense, losing a guy like Hendrickson. They're going to need that kind of production. It's hard to say if he can put up 17 sacks again, but if you know you can get similar production, that's going to be hard, very difficult to overcome. But here's some positive news when it comes to the Trey Hendrickson talk. This is what Duke Tobin had to say. Just come out and say he's an important part of our team. He's a guy who has been very valuable. He has earned a raise and extension. We'll see if we can come together on something. This is exactly what Duke Tobin said at the beginning of the year. He has doubled down on that, saying he gets some kind of raise and extension. That's what you want to hear. They haven't changed their tune. They haven't flipped the script, so to say. And this has been a back and forth affair. It's felt like a tennis match, where one side says this and one side says that. That's what the Bengals needed to hear ahead of training camp, is that the front office is working with Trey Hendrickson. We've heard talks of them getting together. They're talking it through, but it's been quiet. But to hear that, yes, we acknowledge his production has earned him a raise, and we're also trying to extend him. That's encouraging to see. That's exactly what's going to dismantle a lot of the distractions. That's going to put things to rest, because what it comes down to now is it's going to be in Hendrickson's court, because he's come back and said, I haven't had much communication on my side. Going back to the draft, it was almost cut off. And we've talked about it. Carson, also on this channel, has talked about it, that it's been both sides. It has not been a one-sided affair. You can look at that cutting off the communications with the draft. That wasn't probably the best move to be doing. There should have been ongoing talks. And on the flip side with Trey Hendrickson, I'm one that I don't like seeing players sit out. That's going to be a distraction to the team. That's not really helping matters. But Mike Brown has also expressed his desire to get Duke, both Duke and Mike have also said they want to get Trey Hendrickson signed. So this is positive. This is putting everything back into Trey Hendrickson's court. There's reports that there's new offers that have come out. It's not that they've just talked and trying to go back to whatever deal they had on the table. There's been reports coming out that new deals on the Bengals side has come out to Hendrickson. So I love this. I love to see that the Bengals are showing vocally, but also by reports, they are wanting to get this done. So it really does come down to Hendrickson. I, again, don't agree with what he's doing, that approach, but this gives encouragement. This gives encouragement that maybe they are able to hash this out and work it out. I think this was the right move for Duke Tobin to come directly to the media, clear that dark cloud that has been overhanging the Bengals, because we almost seem to forget. It seems like the media seems to forget. The Bengals signed Jamar Chase. They signed T. Higgins. But the narrative is constantly, they don't want to pay their big players. Well, they can't afford everybody. We have to admit that. We'd love to see Hendrickson come back. We'd love to see Joe Burrow and Chase signed a monster 10-year deals. Just keep them around as long as they continue to put the production up. We'd love to see that, but that's not the side of the business that we can look at. They're not going to be able to bring in the top player at every single position and re-sign them long term. But they're doing an excellent job so far, clearing the air, reaching out to Hendrickson, and seeing about getting it as much as they can before training camp. And that's where Duke Tobin went on further to say this is a statement of all statements to say this is really back with Trey Hendrickson and his camp, because he said he's under contract. We believe everyone under contract should be here for camp. Camp is in 2 days. So they may have waited till the last minute, so to say, to get this worked out. There's been communication there, though. At least for the last month or so, the Bengals have reached out. They've been trying to get this worked out. Now it is back on Hendrickson. They've done all they can. And again, going back to, they have reached out with a new deal. They've reached out with more. Mike Brown, though, he's expressed that he feels confident it's going to be done. That was another interview. They also had a sit down with Mike Brown. A lot of stuff there. I recommend going and checking that out, because he expressed almost confidence of, yeah, there's a back and forth. He even said as much. Hendrickson has gotten emotional, very heated, it sounded like, in those exchanges. But he said it has happened in the past. It's going to get worked out. That's what you want to hear as a fan, especially going into training camp. We had this report with TJ Watt that's complicating matters, but it sounds like they still have not lost any kind of confidence that they can get something done. I just hope they don't go to that $40 million. As much as I love Hendrickson and what he does on the field, he's just a fun player to watch. You want to see him still in a Bengals uniform. I just hope they don't, they can't, again, pay everybody at the top position. But maybe they do feel, okay, maybe the 30 million, 35, it'll be interesting to see, because there's reports here, there's reports there of this is the deal that they came back with. We'll just have to wait and see the exact numbers, what they're going to come out with. Some are saying around that 35 to 40 million, but no clear evidence, nothing coming from Duke Tobin. He did not want to comment on that. This is just a win overall. You got to look at it of, there looks to be an end in sight, especially when it comes to the Bengals. They're coming back with another deal. They are very anxious to get this done. That's all you can ask for. And when it comes to Hendrickson, well, now the microscope is put on Hendrickson, and is he willing to say, as much as the Bengals have been criticized, they aren't willing to win, they aren't willing to pay their players. Well, now it shifts over to Hendrickson. Are you willing to not take top money? Still get paid more, but are you wanting to win that badly that you're willing to take maybe less than your TJ Watts, maybe less than what is looking like a monster contract coming to Micah Parsons? That's another factor to consider. It really comes down to Hendrickson. What are you going to do? The ball is in his court, but Bengals fans, it looks like the end is in sight. But what do you think? Do you think Hendrickson is going to be signed here soon, possibly even before camp? Do you think it'll be in the middle of camp, before week 1? We want to hear from you guys. Comment below your thoughts and how you feel about this whole contract negotiation and what you're looking forward to. Because again, 2 days out from training camp. What are you looking forward to the most? And if you have not already, make sure you hit that subscribe so you'll be all up to date on all the breaking Bengals news. So that's going to do it for now, guys. As we say, Uday.